Still City Sports World's back at you, live in effect. I'm your host, Luther Dupree, joined as always by Claudia Rosano, Smoking Jim Frazier, Ralph Williams, and Phil Moore, also known as Bub. What's going on, fellas?
What's happening?
Oh, not much.
Woo,
man,
it's
so a good day for a Wednesday.
Yeah, so much to talk about. Before Smoking Jim starts crying, you were the first one in the world to predict that Mike McCarthy was going to be the coach. So I wanted to get that out there, give you your credit, Jim, because I didn't start crying if I didn't give you that credit. So there you go. You called it, Jim. You said he was going to be the coach. You supported it. I hated it. I still hate it. But you called it. Good call, Jim. I want to give you your credit on that, Jim.
Hey, Mike McCarthy crying, Jim crying, everybody crying.
Everybody crying. I like that. Man, how you start off a press conference crying? I said, man, he got a whole grandpa feel, cried almost 3 times in the press conference.
That's a good thing. A good thing.
Is it a good thing?
For me, it is.
We'll see. All right, Jim, go ahead, Jim. I want to give you credit. You called Big Mike McCarthy.
Thank you.
Oh, that's it? Okay. I thought you wanted to blow a little
draft.
All right. Anyway, listen. Number to call in.
That's called simple answers.
Right, Ralph.
Oh my goodness! All right, Jim, man, you're a funny dude today. But hey, number to call in is always 412-530-5063. We're going to get it started like we always do. Got my main man Claudio. He had some Hall of Famers that he was hanging around with this weekend. He didn't call me or Jim, but it's all right. I'm used to it.
You know what? I got tickets. The Italian Hall of Fame gave me tickets last minute. And it was a fun event. Ray Mancini had an event. This is his 2nd annual. You know what? We'll try to hit out next year. They had Jerry Cooney, Kelly Pavlik, Buster Douglas, Larry Holmes, Paulie Malignaggi, Bronco McCart, Mickey Ward. It was a great event, and I was honored to meet some of those guys and see them. There you go. There's a couple pictures. Malignaggi. Larry Holmes tried to take the ring.
Yeah. Larry Holmes and the crew. Look at Buster Douglas. Come on, Claudio. Nice.
Buster, my boy.
Man, that was nice.
That was very nice. Very special.
I liked all of them except Paulie. I still got some smoke for Paulie.
I got to give you. I forgot to send you the Cooney picture. I got to send you the Cooney picture, but it was a very nice event, and I'm grateful to have been invited. But as far as my huddle up, when Hank Aaron retired, he broke the #1 sports record in sports. Babe Ruth's 714 home runs. Hank Aaron ended up with 755. If you would have erased all of Hank Aaron's home runs, he would have still had 3,000 hits. Okay. He didn't get every vote for the Hall of Fame. Now, I've been very, very critical about Halls of Fame. People vote people because they like them, or they sucked up to them, or they played the role, or they played the game, or whatever the case was. Now, I've never been – you never heard me say really anything about Bill Belichick. I was never a fan. But how in the hell could you sit there and have his name come up and say, no, I'm not voting for him? Now, you can say Spygate, Deflategate, and all. 3 years – he won 3 Super Bowls after those. And he's not the only coach or whoever did. They got caught. But that's fine. That's fine. But when you won more Super Bowls than any coach in history, whether he had a personality or not, you have to say, you know what? There's really nothing for me to hang in scouting. They say, what can you hang your hat on a player? There's nothing you can hang your hat on that guy. Pete Rose, he gambled. All right. Steroid guys, all right. I don't agree with it. I think Bonds and whoever those guys should all be in. Pete Rose should have been in. What can you really hang your hat on with Belichick? In my opinion, I think that your vote should be, if you whatever your name is, John Smith, you're an NFL voter, a Heisman Trophy, MLB MVP, whatever. Your name should be out there on who you voted and who you didn't vote for. And there should be a governor, a czar, somebody that says this head of the voting committee and say, you know what? You didn't vote for Hank Aaron. You're gone. You didn't vote for Willie Mays. Willie Mays didn't get all the votes. You didn't vote for Willie. You're gone. Ted Williams didn't get all the votes. You're gone. A lot of people didn't vote for Ted Williams because he didn't get along with the press.
Right.
There should be some sort of standard on your performance. You're judging other people's performance. And there's a lot of people who are in committees of halls of fame that never played the damn sport. All they did was push a pencil or type, which is fine, but they don't know. They don't know. But in this case, there's rumors that some coaches and some NFL people didn't vote for him. So I guess that kind of ruins that argument. Long story short, he deserved to be in. He'll get in eventually. It's an absolute crime. I've been critical of Hall of Fame voters for years, and this just adds. This is a black eye, in my opinion, for Hall of Fame voting.
Okay. All right. Smoker Jim, I'm gonna jump in because mine is on that too, about Bill Belichick. And unlike you, I'm glad he didn't get in. You know, I'm absolutely tickled. He shouldn't have got in first ballot. Because people just roll over the fact that he got caught cheating numerous times. I mean, come on. This guy, listen, Spygate 1, Spygate 2, Deflategate. Yes, punish him. I'm glad. You know,
he was punished.
Huh? No, this is punished. That punishment
but it's not the NFL, but it's not the Hall of Fame.
Hold on, Claudia. Hold on. You can rebuttal. I'll let you have your time. Let me have my time. Listen, the man was cheating. He got caught cheating. We don't know how bad it was. It was so bad, we couldn't even see the tapes. That's how bad it was. We couldn't see what was on there, but we know he was cheated numerous times. Players, I remember Hines Ward lost the first one. He said it was like they knew they were what we were doing before we even running. And the fact is, Hines Ward was right. They knew what you were running because they had your audio. They had all kind of things. And because of that, he got held out first ballot. He's going to get in, but I'm glad this is a little embarrassment, you know, but he was cheating. And if it wasn't for Mangini, we may have never found out how bad he was cheating when Mangini was the coach of the Jets and pointed exactly where the camera was because he was on the roster. He knew where they were cheating. I'm glad he didn't get in. Good. And maybe they didn't want to deal with his crazy girlfriend too. You know, maybe next year she won't be around, but I'm glad he didn't get in. Let that man suffer all the cheating that he did. Think about all the players that he cost titles. You know, Hines Ward may have not gotten the title after that. Maybe Cordell Stewart gets to a Super Bowl. Maybe Ben has 2 or 3 Super Bowls without all that cheating. We don't know, but I'm glad he didn't get in. Good. Great job, everybody who had courage and didn't vote for this guy. Don't just let this guy go through. I'm tired of certain people getting a pass for cheating. Other guys, every time they come on, oh, you know, he did this to the massage therapist. He did this. You can't go over it. But with him, you never hear about it. I'm glad he didn't get in. I'm glad he's failing at North Carolina right now. Good. Another year. We don't have to deal with Belichick. Let him wait. He's not first ballot. There wasn't all this crime for T.O., and T.O. had a better case for being in the first ballot Hall of Famer than Bill Belichick. No cheating. The second best or third best receiver all time, and he doesn't go in first ballot. There wasn't all this crime for T.O. I'm glad. All right. That's my 2 points.
Those are great points. But number one, the NFL Hall of Fame, their job is not to punish. Number two, something that you said, and you were the first one. I gave you credit all the time about this, Luth, about the steroid, voting or whatever. You said the managers got in, but the players didn't. They benefited from the players. Now, in this case, when Tom Brady is available to make the Hall of Fame, what are they? Adam Vinatieri.
Yep.
What's going to happen with him? Is he going to get in? Is Tom Brady? Are they going to not get those guys in? So, I understand what you're saying. You do make a point, and you got me that you can hang your hat on that. But after all that happened, he still won 3 more Super Bowls. Just like when Barry Bonds, they say, well, when he was, whether he did or not.
Barry Bonds never failed a test. There's a difference.
Right,
Barry Bonds
right,
never failed a test.
Right. But I'm saying, even if you wanted to you're right. Even if you wanted to say when he was with the Giants on, well, erase that. Right. Pirates back. He still is a Hall of Famer, but they don't look at it like that. So, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But again, understand what I'm saying. All those Super Bowls, that's you got to be honest and say, well, he's a Hall of Famer. And, certain people, again, Roman Gabriel, Jim, who's a football historian, said, Roman Gabriel's not in the Hall of Fame. There are certain people that should be in. Dave Parker got nailed. How many damn years did it take him to get in? So right. I just think it's a little easier. Am I wrong, guys? I think the Hall of Fame votes are a little easier than people make them.
Yes, I think they are too. And also, it's becoming the Hall of Good or the Hall of Really Good instead of the elite class. So, and the thing is, coaches are measured by wins and losses, and we all agree. It's like suing OJ after he was acquitted. You know what I'm saying? Like
you're bringing OJ in here.
I'm bringing the juice in, man. I'm bringing the juice in.
Let that man rest in peace, man.
Hey, guess what? He was proven innocent during the time, but he was still guilty public opinion. So, and that's what it is with Belichick. And you know what I'm saying? Like he got caught. He got caught, right?
So it's not that. It's the opposite with Belichick.
It's opposite. But look, he got caught. And they said then they got whatever smack on the wrist he got, and allow him to keep going. Now, but like you said though, coaches and quarterbacks are judged by wins and losses more than anything else. So if they're doing this to Belichick, they have to do it to Brady because he benefited from it.
Listen,
you have to.
It won't happen to Brady. Brady's
I know,
and he's still able to announce as a TV announcer. So
exactly, they don't care. They don't care. He's golden boy. He's
get this in. Fillmore, great point. But again, Chuck Knox used to beat Coryell all the time. Chuck Knox had more wins, more coach of the years, turned around more teams. Coryell, he was good. He made the Hall of Fame, which shocked me. Chuck Knox still hasn't. When Chuck retired, he was fifth all time. Korea, but it's crazy. It's hard to figure.
Hey, LC Greenwood may get in the spot though. I'll take that. LC Greenwood may he may get it.
Why so long for him?
Yeah, that's.
I don't know.
I apologize. I watched Drew Pearson the other day when he didn't get elected. It took that man.
I don't think LC Greenwood cried enough. Drew was giving a lot of tears to get in.
Yeah, but
LC was
to me, that shows how passionate, how much it meant to him. And I'm with him all the way. And I was so happy.
I didn't want all that crying. I could have done without it. Hey, but I like your wine collection. Next party's at your house. Man,
look who this is.
Oh, is that Buster Douglas?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
You are truly a James Buster Douglas fan. Oh my gosh, man.
Buster Douglas is a man. I'm so glad you got to meet him and hang out with him for a while, man.
Well, I met him before. I met him I got to tell you this story, if you don't mind. It was about 2 months after my dad passed in 2004. And Jim was there covering a fight in West Virginia. So I saw Buster. And I went up to him and I told him, how much he meant to me and his mom and all that kind of stuff. And then I told him that my dad had recently passed. And I got real emotional. And there was somebody saying, Buster, you got to be on the air. Buster said, 1 minute. So Buster sat down with me. And I told him about how close my dad and I were. And I started crying. And I said, I'm sorry. He said, no, that's okay. You go ahead and cry. And I'm telling the guy, I said, Buster, you're on. And Buster got mad. He said, I told you to wait. If you want to start without me, start without me. I'll never forget that. And he stayed with me. It seemed like forever. It was only maybe about 10 minutes. His brother fought that night. But anyway, I'll never forget that. And he's just a wonderful, wonderful I'm not saying we're friends or anything like that, but I love the guy. Yes, that night, nobody in the history of the game would have beaten him. But just for me, he means a lot, Fillmore.
Okay. Hey, let's get Smoking Jim before he starts, doing the Smoking Jim, crying Jim phase.
What up, Mike McCarthy impersonation?
Hey, thanks, Luther, Claudio, Fillmore. I guess we're also on, man. I'm enjoying it.
Yes, I am.
Hey, listen, I just thought it made perfect sense for the Pittsburgh Steelers to get Mike McCarthy for a few reasons. Number one, this is a guy that I watched play for the Hazelwood Raiders semi-pro team. I went to the game.
How old are you, Jim?
And the night I was a kid at the time, but I went to the game, and the night before the game, they had a murder on that field, and they still had the stock outline of the murder.
Jim is crazy.
I played football with a guy named Jimmy Snyder, outstanding football player, college All-American. They were teammates at Bishop Boyle, so I heard a lot about this guy for a long, long time, even though I never heard of Bishop Boyle, being that I'm from Gateway. But listen, this is a guy that not only has an offense that you got to admire. He's bringing the West Coast offense to the East Coast, but he knows how to put together a staff. And I really believe that if he does step away after his contract in 5 years, the eventual young head coach will come from that staff. But here's the last thing I'll say, Luther, and this is the thing. For the first time in 57 years, and I know Claudio can relate to this, Lou, you're a little bit too young. It's the first time the Pittsburgh Steelers will usher out an offensive coach. Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Coach Mike Tomlin, they've all been defensive coaches. This is the first time since 1969 that we're going to the Pittsburgh Steelers will usher out an offensive coach. And I think the fans and Steeler Nation's going to look forward to that and have some fun with it.
Yeah. I emailed Mike Tomlin and told him we're sorry. Can you come back? And
already. You on this already? Come on. You didn't even coach yet.
There we go. He didn't even start yet. Jeez, come on, guys.
We got to jump into this, man, right away. Guys, Ralph, you've been kind of quiet. Your thoughts on the hire?
Well, I was waiting for everyone else, so there we go. My thoughts are I agree with Smoking Jim. I wanted Mike McCarthy too, because I'll tell you why. Number one, he has a coaching tree. Okay, he has a bunch of guys on his coaching tree that'll come in here and coach right, and not a bunch of yes men. And I got to tell you, that's why I was happy they hired him. He has 5 years. He has a 5-year contract, and if he goes away in the sunset after 5 years, Steelers win 3 playoff games or go to championship games, and maybe even a Super Bowl. That's some kind of an accomplishment, and then he can groom somebody that's younger, that's in the system, and bump them up. And then you don't have to search for another coach. And by that time, Art II will be gone. It's a master plan. I mean, when you look at it, it's a master plan. And that's the master plan, because Art II's planning on stepping away anyway in the next few years. So you know what? Maybe he'll get him a Super Bowl, and that could happen. He has, like I said, a really good coaching tree. I'm looking at offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach Luke Getsy and Alex Van Pelt. I'm looking at, he's got Graham coming in from the Raiders and, and whatnot. So he's got some guys already lining up to come in. And, we'll see how much further he goes with it. I like the hire. I think he's a good offensive coach, and not only just an offensive coach, but a good coach overall. He had success in Dallas. He won more than 10 games. He won 12 games. It's a little bit of an upgrade. People are calling it Tomlin 2.0. People are calling it all different kind of names. But let it happen. Let's see what happens. He's got 5 years, guys. 5 years. So that means he has a 5-year contract. If it fails, then Art Rooney the second has egg on his face. If it doesn't fail and he succeeds, then he's a hero and he can walk away in the sunset, Art II, and say, "Hey, look what I did." You know what I mean?
One with Tomlin's players.
Yeah, exactly.
Say that?
You will never hear that. You will never hear that. You will never hear that.
No, Fillmore. Yeah, win with Tomlin's players because he knows how to coach them better.
Oh,
okay?
Yeah, we'll see.
Well,
You know what?
And-
I think
and
Ralph,
you know, and
a lot of Super Bowls. He's had a lot of playoff failures, Ralph.
Well, they all have. Cowher went to what, 6 AFC championship
Super Bowl
games and won.
rosters, MVP quarterbacks, and he's folding the playoffs. But listen, JMD says I agree with.
So is Bill Cowher.
But here's the thing. Ralph makes a lot of good points. Now, the big controversy, I said Flores, Gruden, or McCarthy, and I think they did.
I'm glad you didn't go Gruden.
Well, I think they did well with McCarthy. Now, having said that, I think Flores was my number one guy, but I don't know if he'd have been right for the team because he'd have gotten rid of half of them. But okay, they have McCarthy, but to me, the controversy, I don't think anybody would have been happy with anybody other than Shula or now Kubiak would have been okay. But here's the problem: everybody says young coaches, young coaches, young coaches. Young coaches don't just get somebody because he's young. Get somebody because he's good and he can command the locker room, respect of the players. For some reason, I don't know Chris Shula if he walked in front of me, but for some reason, I don't buy that they would have bought into him. Kubiak, perhaps. That guy with the Rams, I don't know. I don't think so. Hey, I was a young coach myself at age 23. And I proved it the first day of practice that I wasn't going to take any.
Yeah, but Claudio, those were different times now. Nowadays,
I don't give a damn, Ralph, if it's 20 years ago or tomorrow.
It was
That's
different
just
times.
me. So I don't want to hear about different times. For me, I don't give a damn what night. I don't care. I am who I am 1,000 years from now.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, I understand
Having said that, I think McCarthy knows what this has nothing to do with Tomlin. He did something that I don't know of another coach. I know people make fun of it, but he never had a losing season. I have. Okay. Everybody had. I think Lombardi didn't, but he was there, I don't know how many years, but he did what he did. And it's hard to win a championship. I don't know if anybody had better players besides Wooden than Dean Smith. I think he only won 2 titles.
Right.
John Thompson was an unbelievable coach, motivator, a father figure.
Mhm.
He won 1, I think.
Yeah, 1. Yeah.
Okay. So it's hard to win. I don't give a damn what sport. It's hard. When you win multiple, like I have, it's hard. Okay.
No, not in there, Claudia.
But having said that, I think McCarthy will bring a lot. It has nothing to do with Tomlin. Zero. I think he'll bring a good staff. Hopefully, I think he'll have an idea of what he wants to do. I think it was a good hire. I just don't like the fact when they say they should have brought a younger guy, 32-year-old. Let's not get too crazy about that. I think they brought in the right guy. There was other guys that they could have brought in at that age, that ilk. Okay, but I think they did fine. I think they're going to be just fine.
Okay. All right. Hey, we got JMD. He was in here. He said he agrees with Jim and Ralph. Wonder if the new offense will target Darnell Washington. I think he'll use it. Hey, we do have a caller in the line. Caller, say your name, where you're calling from.
This is LD.
LD. What's up, LD?
Hey, what's up?
I was listening to your conversation, and I just want to say that, Tomlin, he chose to leave, and I have no problem with it. I think he did a good job, a great job. He won a Super Bowl. How many coaches can say that? Exactly. But I'm going to make a comment about the person they selected and what I noticed, and I hope he'll do this. He looked like he's a little overweight. I don't know if you guys agree with that. It just looks like if he's going to be the coach, he should get
Hey, yo, but you had that on deck.
You're supposed to set the example. Do you guys agree with me?
Hey,
that makes a great point because look, my mom used to say, how you are dressed is how you're treated. But in this case, it wouldn't hurt if he dropped a couple. But you know what, though? At the end of the day, though, LD, you make a great point. But if he wins a Super Bowl, people aren't going to care if he's 560 pounds, except for the people who pick him up.
Yeah, well,
hey, look at Claudio. He's still going to have a Permani's Brothers item on the menu if you win a Super Bowl. So it doesn't matter how big or small he is.
Yeah, I don't care.
Coach, order the wings over Miami. That's good at
Mike
tennis.
McDaniel weighs 20 pounds. He didn't win.
Listen, he's not running any 40s when he passes
If
out.
they win it, they won't pick him up.
Oh no. That's wrong, LT. Come on, man.
They just going to dump the Gatorade on. Like, hey, can't get up.
Oh gosh, LD, that's funny.
So, but I hope he does well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I.
Do you think it was? Do you think it was the safe pick?
I think it was. I think it was the same. Yeah.
Coordinator.
What did you say, LD?
We'll have a different offensive coordinator, which is great.
Yeah,
that was an amazing thing.
McCarthy said he's still going to call plays. He said he's going to call the plays.
But he'll bring in a quality guy, kind of like
Hey, forget all that. LD,
say all that, but
LD,
McCarthy's going to be calling the plays.
LD, forget all that. Why is am I hearing wrong, LD? Arthur Smith?
No.
The Ohio State?
Yeah.
Yes.
The Ohio State job. Because Ryan Day wants to run the football. That's why.
That makes tons of sense because he was running a college offense with the Steelers. So that makes great sense.
Yeah.
I like that.
He wants to run the football, Fillmore. What's Arthur Smith's offense? Run the football. That's it.
Yeah, I'll tackle and throw outs. That's it.
Right. Screen passes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at Ohio State, you have to throw the ball some. They have some of the best receivers
He
anywhere.
wants to run the football, Ryan Day.
I don't know what Ryan Day. I don't know what Ohio State and Ryan Day were thinking. They saw the Pittsburgh.
Oh, they're gonna eat him alive, man.
They scored 6 in the playoffs. That's the guy we want. I don't get it. It must be good being a part of the good old boy network because
some people know how to fail up. I don't know how to do it myself, but some people fail up.
I like
exactly what
you know what? Well, you know what? It's about interview too. I know some people that interviewed for several coaching jobs. You sit there and say, "Why didn't they get it?" And I heard it was a bad interview. So maybe he's a good interviewer. I mean,
a lot of that is fiction because 1 minute they said the interview with Chris Shula and
was bad. Yeah,
was great. And then after McCarthy gets it, they said, "Oh, they bombed the interview." I mean, so you know, there's a lot of fake news and lies going on around that. But 1 minute they had a great interview, you hire somebody else, then it comes out it was a bad interview and they bombed. So you know, you don't know what to believe. LD, what else you got for us, man? Appreciate it. You started us off with a bomb with the weight.
That's funny.
No,
I think he's going to order the Grand Slam.
What you got, LD?
It surprised me that McCarthy got the job because, you know, he's a homegrown person. You know, a lot of the people in the city like the guy. Even our mayor. The mayor promoted the guy also. I mean, so when the mayor starts promoting you, there's a good chance you're going to get the job, I'd say.
Yeah, you're right. Man, I
hope he comes in and I hope he never has a losing season either.
I don't think he will.
Are you serious? Okay, all right. I gotta get this in real quick. I'm sorry, LD. Go ahead.
No, that's all I had to say.
All right. Hey, I'm gonna get this in, man. Look, Mike McCarthy. If you don't mind, Luther.
Go ahead, jump in.
Mike McCarthy had Dak Prescott. He had CeeDee Lamb. He had Micah Parsons. He had Trayvon Diggs. He had Bland. He had 3 all-pro offensive linemen and still got the same results as Mike Tomlin. Right now, he does not have close to that talent on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he's not going to acquire it next year. I don't know how he's going to go above 500 when he could barely do that with that squad. He could barely win a playoff game with that squad. I don't see it.
Are the Patriots and Seahawks the 2 best teams in the NFL?
The Seahawks,
they are today.
Sometimes
they are today.
Do they have the players?
Good.
Do they have the roster?
I think New England got lucky.
Hold on. You mentioned those great players, but does the Seahawks and the Patriots have that ilk of talent of players?
I definitely think so. I think they've been
not the Patriots, but I think the Seahawks do.
No, but the Patriots play as a team. They're 14-3.
Right. But that's not what Fillmore said. He was talking about individual players.
I would talk about in comparison to McCarthy coaching that team. Now with the talent that's on the Steelers team, it does not even equate to that talent that was on that Dallas team. Not even close.
Right.
So if he got the same results with that level of talent, he's not going to get that. I don't see him being that successful or more successful.
Thank you.
With less talent.
But again, who are the opponents? Injuries. There's a lot of things that
There's a lot. There's a lot. But he had 4 years to do it. He had 5 years. What, 5 years? He had 5 years with the Dallas Cowboys to do it, and he didn't.
Well, how about when Tom, and again, I don't want to do Tomlin versus McCarthy. I don't.
No, I'm not doing Tomlin versus McCarthy. I'm just doing.
Tomlin had not bad.
They weren't.
Watt in his prime. Roethlisberger pretty good. Antonio Brown, and I understand. Look, I get what you're saying, but look, for me, a coach when he doesn't have the greatest of rosters and makes the best of it, that's what I like to see. But like I said, we can all speculate. And people had Cincinnati blowing everybody out. Then Burrow got hurt. That's what makes sports fun. But all I'm saying is this. I think that they had it's like the third time I've used the word ilk. I wanted them to get a mature, older coach.
No.
And I needed a shot too when I was young. I'm not saying that. And if a guy was 32 and he came in and blew everybody out of the water like the guy from the Rams, good. He's proved himself. But don't just hire a guy because he's young. Hire the right guy. And it has to be the right fit. As much as I like Brian Flores, he may have told Watt, you're going to do what I tell you. And I like that. But maybe it wasn't the right fit. But maybe McCarthy is the right fit. We don't know yet.
We don't know. We don't know. I wasn't saying get a young guy for the sake of getting a young guy. I'm not saying that. Because when you have a 34-year-old that doesn't know, that doesn't really have an idea on, the fullness of the full scope of being a head coach, hiring the assistants and things like that. I mean, Tomlin, they didn't allow him to hire assistants. Tomlin brought himself when he came, and it was like, "Nah, you're going to deal
in place." Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're going to deal with. So having a 34-year-old got to do that is different. But you have to have the. But that's why I'm with Flores. You know what I mean? I would do something like that.
Tomlin walked in with Ben Roethlisberger. There's not too many coaches that walk in and have a franchise quarterback sitting there.
But when but listen, okay, that's true. Listen, here's my thing with Mike McCarthy. He was with Green Bay. They did win one Super Bowl. They beat the Steelers. But a lot of those years, they underachieved. Dallas Cowboys, as Fillmore said, from 2020 to 24, they underachieved. They had much better rosters. They had a couple 12-win seasons, and we're going 1-out. People always put it on Dak, but he was the coach. And now we'll see what Mike McCarthy does.
Name me a team that hasn't underachieved.
Hold on. Let me finish. 2026. I just don't see it. I think the way look at Seattle. They have a young coach. He brought a lot of energy, new quarterback, and they're in the Super Bowl. Mike Vrabel, first season with New England. They're in the Super Bowl. A lot of the coaches that are getting hired, I don't like the good old boys. These guys have failed in other places. They immediately get a job. I think the Steelers should have gone what they've always done. Chuck Noll was 37. Bill Cowher was 34. Mike Tomlin was 34 when they hired them. And now you go out and get a 62-year-old. They're breaking the mold. I just don't see it. Right now, the way the roster's set up, I don't see it as a Super Bowl roster. They have money to spend. Are they going to spend it? I don't know. They brought in some assistants already. Are they going to be top-flight assistants? No, they're not going to pay the assistants to get the top guys. We see the defensive coordinator. He's from the Raiders. Or that's what they're saying. I don't think he's exactly signed yet, but they're close to hiring Patrick Graham from the Raiders. And I don't think that's a great, system. They were 14th in the defense, but he was also with the Browns and the Giants. Not great defenses. So we'll see. Hey, but we do have a caller in the line. Sean, what's going on, Sean?
Hey, Sean.
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today?
Good, Sean.
All right.
Call, bro.
Smoking Damas. He called it Smoking Jim. Smoking Damas.
Smoking Damas.
Smoking Damas.
Yeah. He's happy. He's happy now. He's happy.
I don't think I ever seen Smoking Jim this laid back ever. It's like y'all knew I knew this all along. He called it, so got to give Smoking Jim his props.
He's smiling through his sidekick right now.
Right. Right. What's up, Sean?
Not much. As far as y'all kind of let me down. Y'all gonna start with Belichick. We're Pittsburgh. We're not New England. We're not North Carolina. We're Pittsburgh. The show should have started with Mike McCarthy, not Bill Belichick. Y'all kind of let me down on that. I understand.
I like that.
As far as the hiring goes, I'm just using 3 words Al Davis used to say: just win, baby.
There you go.
That's all I want him to do.
That cures
Do
everything.
your job.
Here's my thing. I'm kind of tired of the Pittsburgh media. You wanted Tomlin out of there.
Yes.
Certain things were said. Certain things were brought up. Now you get Mike McCarthy. Oh, they should have did this. Oh, they should have did that. Just support the team for what they are. Just support them. You got a coach in there that wants to be there. Look at what's going on in Philadelphia. It seems like no offensive coordinator wants to go there. Look at what happened in Cleveland. No, I don't think Todd Monken's name came up for a head coaching job. That came out of left field.
Yeah.
Now Jim Schwartz is about to leave there. And if he leaves, does Myles Garrett leave? Does Denzel Ward want to leave? Because they had a top flight defense up there.
Right.
So be thankful you have a coach that I wish the media would just be thankful you have a coach that wants to be there. Now, as far as McCarthy's concerned, I guess one of the things that helped him out is that he could develop quarterbacks. He's been around quarterbacks. He thinks the guy that came from Ohio State,
Will Howard.
I think he's from
Will Howard.
Know that I should know that I'm from Columbus. I should at least know his name. Columbus.
Sean, you live in Columbus. You from Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
you
I'm not
live
from
in Columbus.
I had to correct myself. Let's get that right.
Now.
Everybody know where I'm from. Will Howard, he's from Downingtown, PA, I want to say. And he got an idea, even though living in Eagles country, he know how it is being around in football areas. So if Mike McCarthy could develop him, it would be good because he's on his rookie deal. And if you want to win a Super Bowl, it's best to win a Super Bowl when the quarterback's on a rookie deal. Unless you got a quarterback like Tom Brady that could take discount deals because his wife makes double what his NFL salary would make. So let's get that. So if they're going to win, better win now. If Howard can step up, it would be good. But if I'm the Steelers, I try to put competition in there. Let the best man win. I just want them to support them. Let's see where it goes. Now, with Jim Schwartz becoming available, if I'm the Steelers, I want him as my defensive coordinator. Because some coaches just aren't meant to be head coaches. Some coaches are meant to be, like, for prime example, Jim Johnston. He used to be Andy Reid's defensive coordinator with the Eagles. Great defensive coordinator. There's no telling if he would have been a good head coach, but he was a great defensive coordinator. Sometimes people need to understand it's okay not to be the head coach. It's okay to be an offensive coordinator. It's okay to be defensive coordinator. As much as I know people don't like this guy, look at Josh McDaniels. He's an A-hole as the head coach.
Yeah, Vic Fangio.
Coordinator.
Vic Fangio.
Yeah, exactly. So
North
Turner, yes.
Oh,
good point. Good points. Good points.
Yes. So if the Steelers could get Jim Schwartz as the defensive coordinator, but I don't know if Jim Schwartz has ever coached in a 3-4 defense. That's the only thing.
Right.
But we'll see how it goes. I just tell people just support them. Hopefully, I don't know. I guess the weather is similar in Pittsburgh as it is over here in Columbus. Hopefully this weather changes. I don't know if I ever said this. I think this is one year I wish I was going down to Bradenton for power spring training.
Right.
I can't take no more of this weather.
Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Terrible.
I can't do it. I'm an essential employee. I had to I've been putting in a lot of work this week. I'll be doing it this weekend as well. Like I said last week, it pretty much happened with the weather. If you're out and about, be safe. The temperatures are going to be dropping.
Yeah.
Just because a road is clear, that doesn't mean there may not be black ice on the road.
Right.
I don't know if I saw my post.
Right.
Calling on this app when I was about to take
I saw that. Yeah.
I want to say Monday or yesterday. So just be safe out here on these roads driving. So but I'm just happy Steelers got a head coach. We'll see how things play out. Go from there. We got Super Bowl week. I guess we could talk about that next week, but I'm just happy Steelers got a head coach. We'll see how it goes. One question for you guys. I just saw something. I didn't really get to read up on it. Pitt is going to try to minimize some of their seats down to like 17,000 seats.
Yeah.
That means they'll be closing off the upper bowls. I guess only the lower bowls will be open. Only time Pitt should have the upper bowls open is when they play
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, yeah.
Or West Virginia. Those three teams. Other than that, the upper bowl shouldn't be open.
Facts.
They should tarp it like the Pirates used to do in Three River Stadium. They used to tarp the seats up in the top levels.
I think they're going to do that. I know a lot of like the women teams and women's basketball, they tarp off the top of the stadiums. They put the tarp up there, so only the lower bowl is showing. But Pitt, only time their upper level should be open is West Virginia, Penn State, and Notre Dame. And if they were smart, they would play West Virginia every other year, so that they got at least every 2 years they got a guaranteed home sellout, because West Virginia fans, they'll make that draft.
That's true. Yeah.
I wish they would just buy out UPrep, the old Lions out there, and just reconfigure that into a stadium of their own, because they need something else than playing that Acrisure Stadium with the Steelers, because that's what's hurting their attendance.
You think that's what it is, or they're losing?
Remember Fillmore when Steve Peterson said, "Oh, the recruits are going to come here because they get to be in the same building as Jerome Bettis."
That was an excuse so he could put the basketball thing, a basketball event center there. That's all his excuse was. Shoot, now we still suck.
This is the same Steve Peterson that changed Pitt to Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
changed the color scheme to match Penn State and West Virginia.
Screwed up in Nebraska.
Yeah, he definitely made some bad moves. That's for sure, Sean.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, we got another call, but any early prediction on the Seahawks or any thoughts on that game? Seahawks, Patriots?
Only way New England wins the Super Bowl, they got to win the Super Bowl like they won their first Super Bowl against the Rams. They're going to need a defensive touchdown, and they're going to have to pretty much know the Rams plays.
Yeah.
Drake May, I didn't realize how bad of the schedule New England played this year. Next year, we're going to see how good they are, because they're going to have a first place schedule. Right. And we're going to see how good they are next year. But Seattle, they should blast them. They should blast them. Drake May's played bad all on playoffs.
Yeah, but his defense is definitely been holding him in there.
Hold on. They should have lost to Houston. C.J. Stroud screwed that up, and I didn't think C.J. Stroud could play worse than he played in the Steelers game, and he actually did play worse. And Mr. Know-it-all offensive genius, Sean Payton, who thinks he's invented football, want to be Bill Belichick 2.0. If he goes for the field goal, they get two scores.
Fourth down. Yes.
They knew the weather was going to turn sometime in that game. You had a quarterback that New England let go. They bet them and said, no, we will let Cam Newton start over him. And if they go up 10 points, it's Denver in the Super Bowl. So they've been very fortunate. Because think about it. The only score that New England got, it was off of a defensive play. And they had the ball within the 20-yard line. They only had 20 yards to score.
Yeah. I mean, so once Bo Nix went down, you pretty much knew how this game was going to go.
Right.
I was shocked, except for that first drive when the weather was good and Stidham made a couple nice throws. You know, he looked every bit of a third stringer, a guy who maybe shouldn't even be in the league, unlike what Jim said about him the show before. But I see the Seahawks. I said it before the playoffs started. The Seahawks were going to win it, and I'm confident. So we'll see. Any last thoughts, Sean?
Well, as far as the Seahawks is concerned, what kind of stood out with me with the Seahawks is that when they came to play Pittsburgh, they kind of showed me something. I mean, I know the Steelers lost the game, but they kind of showed me something because the Steelers had a lead on them, and they didn't give up. And I was like, something may be different with this team. And here's something that people are going to look at. Just because you draft a quarterback don't mean he should be starting. Sam Darnold did good, but he did bad in his final 2 games. Minnesota, I bet you they wish they'd have kept Sam Darnold instead of running with the quarterback from Michigan. That they got
J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, that was a bad move, and now a lot of players, the receivers aren't happy.
Yeah,
team's not happy,
and now Kevin O'Connell has to eat it. So
Hey, Sean, as always, man, we appreciate the call.
Thanks, Sean.
All right, guys. Hope the weather get better back there, and continue to be safe over through next week. We'll make it through this week.
Facts. All right, he
all right, guys.
All right, Sean. Hey, Jim. Question came in with TJ Watt. It's from Lori. Thanks for the text, Lori. With TJ, Minka, and Cam Hayward in their prime, is McCarthy expected to deliver immediate results, or is this a longer rebuild? Smoking Jim, what you got for that? Because you've been so quiet.
Well, I can say this: if Mike McCarthy, if he's hit with Gatorade, I know he wanted to be filled with gravy. Hey, listen, man.
Come on, man.
Hey, you guys talk about Arthur Smith all you want, man. Look here, man. And Claudio's old enough to relate to this. When somebody got several $billion in the bank, you find a way to put him on staff. They ain't going to change to his office. He's going to basically be a poor man, Eric Bieniemy, on the sideline.
Wow.
Several billion in the bank, man. Upgrade their computers, help with the NIL. Hey, let me just say this, Claudia, Luther, because it seems like I may not get another bite of the apple. Listen, man. My godson, everybody knows my godson went in the first round with the Lakers, Jalen Shapiro.
Is he still in the league?
Probably one of the
I went to college with Angel, man. She was a terror at Lock Haven, and I just couldn't keep her long.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, probably one of the could have been, if he concentrated on football, one of the all-time greatest high school quarterbacks ever come out of this area. But
wow.
He was a man. Now, I can't remember his last year playing football was in 8th grade. And I can't remember if he played quarterback, but he was a man amongst boys. And the other guy that played quarterback was a man amongst boys. His teammate was Derek May. So down there in North Carolina, they're best friends. They played together on that same 8th grade team that averaged 75 points a game. But anyhow, everybody is moving away from New England. And I believe that the best players make the best plays in the biggest game. The MVP in the league, in my opinion, is Derek May. And I think the New England Patriots is born to
Drake May.
Drake May, same thing. the stairway to 7.
Ooh.
But as far as the defense, hey, listen, the defense is high paid. No matter, you had defensive coaches that couldn't get the most out of it. And Fulmore will tell you, defense is a mindset. You don't have to have the greatest talent in the world to be a great defense. People always talk about playoff speed. No, it's because people are running to the ball full speed in the playoffs. If they did that each and every game, they would be Mike Singletary, who never took off. It would be Ray Lewis, who never took off. The Pittsburgh Steelers got the talent on their defense to be good enough to keep their offense, because their offense is going to be great with Aaron Rodgers. Their offense is going to be great. But here's a name that I'm going to throw out here. I'm not going to throw the name out, but there's a quarterback out of Iowa that played for South Dakota State that may be my number 1 rated quarterback when my scouting report comes out. So Pittsburgh Steelers may want to keep that kid in mind.
How could people get that report, Jim?
Well,
just go to IowaHawkeyes.com and see who the quarterback is there. That's all.
What you say?
I said, how can we get your scouting report, Jim?
All you got to do is ask. But
he has it all up here. He got it all up here. He don't got it written down. He's old school. It's all up here.
It's a great. He's always gotten the guys.
It is a Polish quarterback, so the league seems to stay away from some of those guys at quarterback. But this guy's special. He has more NCAA wins. He's a 2-time national champ, more wins than any other quarterback in NCAA history. 58, 6'3", 230, and he can run.
But see, the problem with scouts is they're afraid to go off the rails. They copycat. Jim's 1,000% right. That's why he's always talked about some guys that people haven't heard of, because he doesn't. And Bill Nunn did it. Okay. And there's a lot of, it's easy to say this guy first, that guy. I get disgusted with a lot of scouts and all that kind of stuff. So I give Jim credit. Hopefully this guy pans out. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, the guy you're talking about is Mark Gronowski, Iowa quarterback. He looked good in the Shrine Bowl. He got the MVP, in fact, Jim. So he's 24. We'll see. He'll be there later in the draft.
He was 2-time national champion of South Dakota State. If you guys remember, North Dakota State was the best team in the country before he got to South Dakota State. So.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
and the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to need a future Pro Bowler to go against the Pro Bowl quarterback Sanders of Cleveland.
Okay. Sanders is going to the Pro Bowl. Smoking Jim,
future Hall of Famer. Yeah.
Yeah, I told you he was going to the Pro Bowl. I caught that earlier. I still think the Steelers should have drafted him, but there was other issues for that. As we can see now, from a 5th rounder as a rookie to the Pro Bowl is unprecedented. Hasn't happened before. Hey, again, we got lines freed up, but we just got Mark Brentley called in. Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Mark, what's going on, Mark?
What's happening, Mark?
Right now, what's going on? Happy New Year's to everybody.
Hey, Happy New Year.
Hey, Mark, how's your street? Is it salted, plowed?
Yeah. Yeah, it's highly political, brother. Don't get me started on that. You know what I mean? Anybody can find salt on the street. You call a news camera, you stand there and say, my street hasn't been plowed, and it becomes a political football. But that's another issue. But listen, I just, on the same line that Jim was talking about quarterback, and please excuse my simplicity. If the Steelers are going to be competitive, they have to abandon the unwritten experiment that they've tried for the last year or two, and that is not allowing an African-American quarterback on that depth chart. Okay? 3 years ago, you had that guy who was number 5. He was from some small school. I know the colors were yellow and black or something.
and it was historic. He never took one snap during preseason, and that's unheard of. Preseason is designed to see who's who and how to flush them out, and the Steelers didn't allow that. This season and last season, damn near nobody in the depth chart. Listen, this is the NFL. This is 2026. You have to expand, and you can't be so narrow-minded for whatever reason to think that there are African Americans that cannot contribute. It's a little different. Their skill set sometimes are a little different, but to not have one on your depth chart, or you don't even have to say it after me, but someone who has the ability to move, someone who can feel the pocket collapsing and duck and hit you for 6 yards. You know, someone who just is a complete player, and they haven't had that. I don't see any of that talent on the depth charts and what they have now, even for Will Howard. He sounds great, and he looks average, but he doesn't stand tall in the pocket, you know, and I just don't see it. So I'm hoping they would open that up. Secondly, the McCarthy selection, to me, it seems like the Steeler management is taking a safe bet. You know, a safe bet, kind of conservative. Hey, if we can just coax to another 5 years for a certain limit or whatever, we'll be okay. I just kind of get that impression. He was very emotional at his press conference. And so to me, that means immediately he's going to have to hire somebody on staff who's going to be a player's coach, someone who can demand it, because it looks like he would be in the room, in the locker room with his head down, talking to the guys and not necessarily getting their attention. You know what I mean? And so he's going to have to get that personality on staff. The final thing I want to say, and then I'll hang up and listen to your response, is, hey, will you guys at some point, you know, we have to talk about the elephant on the field, and that is in NFL and in the NBA and every sport. I listened to another talk show last week, and they had a guy on that wrote a book about, I think the name of the book was something like Losers, We Are All Losers, but they were talking about the legalization of betting in all sport.
Yeah, I listened to that too, Mark.
Nothing new. This guy said nothing new in his book that you and I don't know about or we haven't talked about. But the question I want to ask, and I'll hang up. Recently, they talked about some of the scandals that they've exposed. The one that reached back to Point Park here, a couple in the another one in the college football. I thought there was one in another college football. But the point is, they're always talking about it's organized and always talking about associated with crime families, but the only images we see are African Americans. Somebody's got to begin to talk about it is much deeper and much bigger, and it's bad. And listen, I feel bad because I'm speaking from forked tongue, a contradiction, because at work I would play on the football betting thing, you know what I mean? But on the big scale, where these guys are making big money and playing on big games and contacting the players to drop a pass and not be effective on their third round, or what you know what I mean?
Right.
Somewhere, you know, it's just worth some kind of discussion about. But listen, gentlemen, thank you so much. I'm enjoying the conversation. I'll hang up and listen.
I appreciate that. Thanks for the call, Mark. Listen, he brings up a great point. You can't watch a game now without 20,000 Bet USA, DraftKings, and everything. You can't watch any game.
FanDuel Sports. I mean, all of them. Yeah.
It's definitely taken over. I don't know how you put it back in the can because it's all over the place. You go to a game.
It's out of control now, Luther, and it's controlling these kids out here.
Right. So now there's so much money. The guys who aren't getting that NIL deal in college, hey, there's another way to make some money. So it's bad. I don't know.
No, but I agree with Mark on one perspective. Instead of going after, you got to go after the big wigs. Just like if someone sells drugs, you got to go after the big drug dealer. You can't just go after the small guys.
The corner guy. The corner guys will get replaced.
Right.
I mean, they'll just find another player.
Yeah.
But before they used to try to keep it separate. Now it's wide open.
It's wide open. Yeah.
It's wide open. And it's sad. I get tired of watching the game and seeing so many of these, play 5, win 200 and all this all over.
It used to be the alcoholic company, the beer companies. It used to be the
Right.
Budweisers and stuff like that.
Right.
Now it's the DraftKings and FanDuel.
They're putting the money in, and I don't know. You just got to talk to the players and be like, no matter how much.
Hey, I'm thinking about talking to FanDuel about being a sponsor or advertiser. Hey, they're all over the place. Why not give me some money?
Right. Hey, there you go.
You know,
what's up on board? Hey, Smoker Jim, do you want to answer his question, Mark, about the quarterbacks on the roster?
Luther is the host that shuts me out the most. But hey, listen,
crying Jim.
Before he hurt his neck, you couldn't keep Broderick Jones out of the Rivers Casino. So I haven't seen him down there since he got the brace on. But hey, look here, man.
Why you put him out there like that? What you trying to say, Jim?
Hey, look here, man. These are competitive guys, man. You can't tell me that the referees ain't in on it. The players ain't in on it.
Tom Donaghy got arrested.
Hey, there's one time that they paid the catering staff to put some, laxative in the food of the opposing team, and they got blown out. They were supposed to win by 30. So
hey, that was a different type of blowout. That was a.
It's cheating, and I know that Ralph said you got to go after the big drug dealer, but it's legalized now. So who are you gonna really go after? But hey, listen, man. Claudio and I talked about this all the time. Listen, man, I've been an NFL scout for years. There's over 200 traditional African-American colleges, not one long snapper. They all got long snappers, not one long snappers in the NFL. You take away the Steeler punter, he's the only holder in the NFL. No place kickers, and they all have those in the quarterbacks. And if you and I can't believe the teams don't go. Steelers got the worst punt and kickoff return guys in the history of the game, and I can't believe they don't. I can't believe that they don't go after some of these black college players. All of them can return punts and kickoffs. There's a bunch of Antonio Browns down there. All you got to do is
Achilles heel.
And I think it's sad. Look here, man. There's 10, and Mark Brentley will be with me on this. There's 10 openings, head coaching openings in the National Football League. Not one black coach will get hired. Where's the Rooney Rule? I guess the Steelers threw away the Rooney Rule after 19 years.
Hey, they interviewed Flores. The Rooney Rule was interviewed.
And Weaver too.
Yeah. To what Jim said, if you don't mind.
Somebody like that hired for a head coach?
No, not yet.
That's what I said. I said there's not going to be a black.
Well, Robert Saleh, he got.
I believe I started. I don't believe
he's not black. Fillmore?
No, but like neither was Ron Rivera, but they both benefited from the Rooney Rule.
I didn't stutter. Hey, there's not been, and listen, there's only black quarterbacks don't get long opportunities. There's only one black quarterback in the Hall of Fame, and that's Warren Moon. And as I look around the league, there won't be another one for years to come, because usually if you're not a starter, you're not going to have a long career as a backup quarterback. You talk about the kid from Denver. How is he in the league with 2 career starts? He's been there about 7 years, and you've had black quarterbacks who were starters that could be good backups.
Jim, you was on. That's the guy you was talking so high of last time.
No, I'm just asking a question now. I'm not giving my opinion. I'm asking questions. You know what I mean? There's been outstanding black quarterbacks like, say Cordell Stewart. If he's not a starter, they don't want him in the league. Pretty soon, that bum for the Washington Commanders, he'll be out the league.
Jaden Daniels? Oh, stop, Jim. It was injury.
I see his point. But what about Kyler Murray? Right? Well, Kyler Murray, can he be a backup, or would he be gone from the league?
No, yeah, he won't even be a backup. He'll be RG3. Kirk Cousins came in the league same year as RG3. RG3's out. But hey, Mark Brinkley makes some good points. He says it a little bit better than I can say it. But yeah, I think you guys get the drift.
I hear you. We got to wait and see. Right now, I think there's two
Bridgewater.
jobs. The Las Vegas Raiders didn't sign their coach, and also Arizona.
Are you questioning me?
No, I'm bringing some context to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim, you just want to cry, man. I'm supporting you. You still crying about that? Stop crying, bro.
And as Claudio said earlier, no one wants those jobs.
Well, yeah. But if I can add to what Jim said about the scouting part of it, in baseball, okay, and I'm sure it's the same in football and everywhere else. You want to get the guy in baseball. They won't get the guy who has the same stats, the same numbers, same everything, who maybe is 6 foot, who went to a small school or not a big baseball school. Because if it doesn't work, then they blame the scout. So he'll take the safe route and get the kid from North Carolina or LSU or whatever, who's 6'3", 230 pounds. If it doesn't work, they blame the player. Mm-hmm. I work for an independent professional baseball scouting company. We don't really care. We look for the best players and we present them to the teams, and it's up to them to sign them. But for me, like I said, are you looking for, I always say, the shiny toy, the sexy toy, or results?
Right.
Okay? And unfortunately, they look for, because I understand about job security. You don't want to risk your neck. You don't want to go out there and get a kid that you, like Jim talked about, the kid from South Dakota State. If an NFL scout drafts him number 1 and it doesn't work, he's gone. I wouldn't fire him. I'd say, you know what? You believe in him, right? Yes, I do. Why? He's got a gun. He's accurate. He's got good feet. He's got good vision.
When you reach, you're right. But Claudio, like you said, you can't miss when you reach. That's your job. So, like you said,
I get that. That's well said, Luther. That's well said. But you can't miss when Kenny Pickett. I mean, you can't miss with a number 1 or a number 2. Ryan Leaf. We can go on and on and on. But forget. That's why I say I don't like
that
labels.
The draft for the Steelers was bad. That was
yeah,
one of the worst.
Saying, whoever is good, get them. Now, as far as black quarterbacks, this, that, and the other thing, I said I didn't know who he was until Jim mentioned it to me. Malik Willis. I would have gotten him. What did I say? Don't waste a quarterback in the draft next year. I mean, the kid from Indiana, all those guys are going to be gone. Get Willis, get somebody who's experienced, get somebody who has the tools, who has a couple years under his belt, but they won't do that, I'm sure. But, I think.
Listen, McCarthy, he's looking forward to working with Will Howard. His name came up in his initial press conference.
Right.
We'll see how accurate that is. Yeah. Jim thinks Aaron Rodgers is definitely coming back. I hope not.
I agree.
I hope not. Yeah. Hey, listen, real quick, jump back into the comments. Me MD said he agrees with me about Belichick got caught cheating and it shouldn't be forgotten. Absolutely, absolutely. Real quick, as we run out of time, I did want to talk about the playoff games. Of course, I got to give myself credit. I was right on the money with the score of the Seahawks versus LA Rams. I said it was going to be 30-27. It was 31-27. I missed it by 1 point. But I told you, Seattle was my pick from the very start of the playoffs. They were hot. They were the hottest team, and I love their defense. And their running back, I think he's one of the most underrated running backs in the league for sure. Kenneth Walker, 3. This is the right time for him to be a free agent. He should cash in. Patriots, they're winning, but they're winning by the skin of their teeth. The defense.
Yeah, they got lucky a couple times, Luther. It's better to be lucky than good.
But look at this. This the guy, Kenneth Walker, can make all the moves, good speed, power. Very impressed with him. I was impressed when he came out of Michigan State.
Hey, Luther, do you play fantasy football at all?
Absolutely.
So the past 3 seasons, Kenneth Walker's been that guy.
Yes, he has. He doesn't get that notoriety when people talk about running backs. It's always McCaffrey, CMC. It's always Robinson or Henry. But this is a guy that's usually there late, and he can win you a lot of fantasy football because a lot of leagues don't pick him high enough, in my opinion. So, but you're right. He's definitely one of my favorite running backs. We'll see if Jim's favorite running back from Iowa can improve in year 2, and Caleb.
I picked him to be drafted too, so I got egg on my face.
But we'll see. Maybe a year under his belt, maybe he can lose a little weight, pick up his speed, and we'll see. But I'm not too convinced that he'll be here. But Jim, weren't you wrong about your Broncos pick? I believe you picked the Broncos, correct, Jim?
No, I picked New England.
Oh, okay. I heard you talking about Stidham. You said, he was going to put on a show. I thought you picked Denver on that, but we'll see. All right. Any other thoughts on the playoff game? Any thoughts? Anything that stood out to you guys?
It was just, competitive. I mean, in some perspective, the weather in Denver was bad in the second half. Caused the kickers to miss field goals and everything else. And, if Sean Payton didn't screw up that fourth down, it would have been a whole different ballgame. I mean,
You know what it showed to me? The NFC is levels above the AFC.
Yeah, it is.
The Super Bowl was played this past weekend in the NFC Championship.
What a game that was.
Both of those teams blow out Denver and New England on their best day. The AFC was weak, and that's why I thought the Steelers could have a chance, because none of those teams were very good. It was a down year. A lot of the top quarterbacks weren't there. Josh Allen really just folded. He should have got his team to the playoffs with the limited competition that was there, but he was turning the ball over. Again, he's not taking enough heat. He folded. He choked. His coach got fired, and they just gave his.
They moved up Joe Brady. Yeah,
Brady an upgrade. What is going to change with that? I don't see the purpose of that. I think
Buffalo took the easy way out. So.
I think they take a step back because of it. It was a rush move, in my opinion. I didn't understand what they were doing. But Jim, as we close out, any thoughts on this?
I'll tell you, big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. I don't know who's better, but I would hate to live off the difference between Drake May and Tom Brady. That's how much I think about this kid. I think he's going to be a Super Bowl MVP. New England, stairway to 7.
Oh, not unless they had the referees cheating for him. I think Seattle blows them out of the water.
It could happen.
I can't say this, but the Michigan State coaches, they didn't have a hard decision between Walker and Hayward, did they?
Hayward was a utility back. Jim, why do you keep saying that? He was a fullback, tight end.
Woo!
Hey, listen.
He went to college on Arthur Smith scholarship.
Hilarious.
Unless Sam Darnold starts seeing ghosts, like when he was with the Jets against New England, they have no chance. They have a better running game. Their receiving core is much better. Jackson, Smith and Jigba is the real deal. I think he's underrated as a receiver.
Did any of us think
there's no
being a Super Bowl?
There's no way he's underrated. I'll tell you that.
Thank you.
I think he is because everybody's he's not in that top 3 when you talk about top 3 receivers.
He is this year.
We'll see what happens. You always hear Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
He hasn't been in the league that long. This is the second year?
No,
third year?
Fourth year.
Fourth year?
Yes.
It's still shorter than other guys. He's now this year. Yo, he is. We've seen him this year. Year. Actually, last year.
Last year he started to come on. He won me.
Yeah, that's why it was like DK leaves. We don't need you. This year, he's undeniable. He's not underrated. He's undeniable.
He's undeniable, but we'll see. We'll see if he gets that hype. Coming in. Everybody talks about Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. He's got to be in that group with those guys. Puka Nacua is another guy who I think has to be in that mix as well. It's not those guys that much levels above anymore. Those guys are right in the mix, in my opinion. Hey, we got Underground. Make sure you all go check out and follow the Underground Sports, man. We're going to have him on a panel pretty soon, man. He does a great show, gets all the information out there. Any final thoughts, Ralph?
Well, the only final thought I have is give Mike McCarthy a chance. 5 years he has. Let's see what he does. At least he has a coaching tree, which is better than what we've had before. And I think he's going to do pretty well as the head coach here. And then groom somebody younger to come in after he's done. And don't forget, if Ron Rivera gets the job in Arizona, he'll be the oldest head coach in the NFL. So,
yeah. Listen, man, I think, as Jim always points out, I think coaching trees are so overrated. Bill Belichick, his coaching tree, when they went out on their own and didn't have his little enhancements, they folded. 90% of them folded, and they couldn't survive without him. So we'll see. And now you got to give Mike Tomlin some credit. His coaching tree, Arthur Smith, is now the OC at Ohio State.
And
I don't know how, but
and Adrian Clem was the offensive line coach in Oregon too. So there you go.
Danny Smith is over at Tampa Bay. So we'll see.
Bruce Arian got his.
Yeah, I was completely disappointed with this choice. I thought there were other options. I thought this was a safe choice. They just wanted to keep the status quo. He'll get you 8, 9, 10 games, but they're not going to win. They have to upgrade. They have to spend some money on this salary cap, move some things around, figure out this quarterback position. Is it going to be Will Howard? Please don't bring Aaron Rodgers back. I mean, you got to send him to the retirement home. He's finished, in my opinion.
Yeah, they got to trim. They got to trim some defensive fat, Luther. The defensive side of the ball is overpaid, and their guys underperforming. They got to do something.
Luther, we haven't mentioned one name. There's one name we have not mentioned all show, and it was a great show as always.
Yes,
Omar Khan.
Oh, the numbers cruncher.
You need a GM who's going to
McCarthy's
not going to do that. You have to have a GM that's going to be a GM. Is he?
That's right.
Is he going to do a good job? I don't know.
Yeah, great point, Claudio.
No, they actually admitted it in this hire that Andy Weidel handles all the scouting, and Omar Khan just does whatever he does.
But I'm talking about moves. The draft and trading for players who are already playing in the NFL, building the roster, being an architect. Is he the right guy to be the architect?
No. Andy Weidel's doing it all.
All right, no, okay. Let's see. I mean, so far the drafts have been pretty solid since he's been here.
Yeah.
Come on, Sawyer, Herbig. Come on, man.
A wide receiver number 2 years in a row. He's going to have to rectify that.
I'm still going to say Tomlin did that, though. But
we'll see. This is his year to shine. We'll see what happens. Fillmore, any final thoughts?
Hey,
where can we follow you?
One thing we've been focusing on, throughout the entire playoffs, is quarterback and offense. We have 2 teams that the defense lead their teams in the Super Bowl right now. And with Seattle, they play defense and they run the ball well. Sam Darnold has he's up and down. You know what I'm saying? You hope you get the 300 yards from him. If not, you just hope you don't mess it up. But we got 2 teams in the Super Bowl. They play defense, man. So it may be low scoring. Coach Vrabel, I think he's a good planner. I think he's a good coach. X's and O's guy, a little different. So. And man, Seattle defense is something to see. And I think Seattle's defense is going to shut down the Patriots offense more than the Patriots offense is going to Patriots defense is going to shut down the Seahawks offense. So, but look at the defense, man. Defense is leading the way to Super Bowl.
Defense wins championships, and these defenses are playing the way the Steelers should have been playing. If you go by salary, they were the highest paid defense in the league, and a lot of times this year they didn't play up to it. Smoker Jim, any final thoughts before we get out of here, Jim?
I could just say this, and I agree with you and Fillmore. You guys were opposites, but you're both right. Listen, when you play at Seattle, hey, I didn't even know that wide receiver had 1,800 yards receiving and led the NFL. For some reason, when you play for the Seattle Seahawks, man, you just don't get the exposure. Just like Walker, the running back, he's not getting the exposure. Those 2 guys play for the great Dallas Cowboys. They be household names.
You talk
right. That's right,
Jim.
That's right.
You're right though. If you have an average season with the Cowboys, they blow you up. and both of these guys are playing out. Hey, that being said, make sure you go to the website, SC Sports World, man. We have a lot of great things in store. Check us out, some great things. Claudio said he's going to bring some of his Hall of Fame friends like Larry Holmes and Buster Douglas. Maybe not so much Polly, but he's going to bring some of those guys to the show. Appreciate all you guys, man. Stay safe out here, and we'll check you out next time. Peace.